Hello, hi, how are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. This little world right here is Man for Himself. If you like hair product reviews, grooming, skincare, fragrance, and videos like this very one, then chances are, yes, you are going to love it around here. Please do press subscribe right now, just press it. Okay, we now have 4 Dior Sauvage fragrances in the Dior Sauvage world. They started in 2015, they went 2015 with the EDT, 2018 with the EDP, yes, wrap it out, 2019 with the Parfum, and 2021 with Elixir. They really are kind of starting to go deeper and darker with these fragrances. So I thought rather than just give you a what's new with Elixir, I'll give you a ranking. We're gonna go from 4 to 1 based on me, my humble opinion, and what I like. And also what I think sort of differentiates these fragrances and where you might think, well, I've got the EDT, is it worth getting another one of these? So I've linked everything below in the description. Also the reviews that I have on manforhimself.com, hundreds of fragrance reviews are there. So there's always gonna be something that fits you, your price, sort of budget, and the kind of stuff that you like. So check that out. Okay, so Dior Sauvage, as I said, was first started in 2015. It's the same master parfumer. It's an in-house parfumer called Francois Demachy. He's created all 4 of these fragrances. The inspiration behind Dior Sauvage is this wide, open, bright, fresh expanse of the desert. All their marketing has this sort of look, and you'll see that from this bright daytime look that they had for the EDT, it starts to get slightly darker throughout the day, and that is translated into the fragrance. So at number 4, I'm gonna give it the Eau de Parfum. Now the Eau de Parfum is an evolution of the Eau de Toilette. So you've still got that citrus opening, there's star anise, there's nutmeg in the heart, there's lavender, but the main difference in this is you've still got ambroxan in the base, but there's a slight sweetness of vanilla. So to me, if you know the EDT, if you don't, it is in the ranking. I find this less lively than the EDT and slightly sweeter. I like it on the skin. Do I love it? No, and that's why it's at my number 4. Also, it is more expensive, and I think actually for that price point, is there enough of a difference from the EDT to justify it? I don't think so. With the performance, the sillage, so the projection of it is good. You know, people can smell it on you, they can smell it around about you. And here's one I sprayed yesterday. I sprayed them all and I left them. I wanted to see kind of how they went. The longevity of them, it's good. It is good. You can still smell it. If you don't shower, please do shower. You'll still be able to smell it in your skin. You'll still be able to smell it in your clothing. And actually the dry down still has a kind of slight sort of citrus. There's a warmth to it. There's a depth, and it's pleasant. I like it. So that is the EDP. I just don't think it's that different from the EDT to really justify that. Now, at number 3 in this rundown, I have given it the Parfum. Now, this is when I think this sort of Sauvage world really started to evolve, where we had it really being heavy on that bergamot with the EDT and the EDP. We're starting to see the introduction of mandarin. Mandarin, I bang on about. I love mandarin in a fragrance. Mandarin gives you this juicy pop, this opening that just spurts all this gorgeous citrus juice. There you go. There's a window into my world of fantasy. But it's just so beautiful. While we have an EDT and an EDP of having more of this sort of fresh and spicy, with the Parfum, it's all about the citrus. And it's not the citrus of that bergamot, sort of slightly sort of sour, still very fresh. We just have more of that sort of orange opening, which I think is gorgeous. You then still have the same sort of notes. There's still a slight spice in there. You've still got a slight sweetness in the base. It still lasts. The projection is good. I really like this one. I think it's great. Smell this one if you've not smelled this. Pop into a store. It will all be linked. You can check them out. But I think this one just starts to have a certain, a change in point of view. You can also see that in the marketing, under this sort of beautiful sky with stars. It's gorgeous. I think this actually could be more of your sort of summer daytime. I think it's also a great pick-me-up. If you're feeling a little down, you just want something that juices everywhere, then this could be a bad boy right there. Again, here's one I sprayed earlier. This lasts. I find that with the EDT, the EDP and the Parfum, the dry down is all quite similar. You've still got some citrus, you've still got some warmth, there is a depth there, it sits. There's a slight kind of what I would call sort of perfume counter sort of dry down to it, a bit like maybe a lot of other things on the market, but it's there, it lasts and it projects. Again, we're going up in price point, it will all be linked down below, so it is slightly more expensive, but I think it justifies it. It's a different fragrance from the EDT and the one that so many people love. Okay, 4-3, we've got the Elixir and the EDT left. Now this will really tell you what I think about the rest. Okay, I'm gonna go at number 2 with, let's put my number 3 back. At number 2, I'm giving the original. This is the EDT. This is the one that started the hype around Dior Sauvage. 2015, this started the world of fragrance, I should say. That didn't start the world. I mean, that would be great if it did. And kind of shifted the sort of market in terms of men's fragrances in 2015. You've got these notes of bergamot, there's cedar, there's lavender that I absolutely love. There's ambroxan. So it definitely has a weight to it. So it's not just getting caught up in these sort of citruses in the top. It does start to level down. It sits beautifully on the skin. There's a woodiness to it. There's a fresh, spicy sort of feel. And I really can see why this has done so well. It kind of changed, as I said, it kind of changed the way that we sort of looked and smelt in terms of the sort of men's fragrance market. And I think it really kind of moved us into an area that was kind of like, I want to invest in something, I want to feel good. This is hugely popular with men and with women. It just is a crowd pleaser. That's kind of what I'm going with on this video. It's a crowd pleaser and you're always going to smell good. This here, this is one that I sprayed earlier. Again, I think the dry down is similar to the EDP and the Parfum. There's a warmth to it. There's still a slight citrus to it. It smells good and it's great. Again, will be linked, £84, 100 mils, and you do have that refill. So at number 1, you guessed it. At number 1 is the brand new one, and that is the Elixir. I genuinely really like this, and I've enjoyed wearing this. I think this is the biggest departure from the ones that we've smelled before. Certainly still has this Dior Sauvage DNA. Now, where we had all that, this is great, where we had all that bergamot in the other iterations of Dior Sauvage, this one changes it up and goes for grapefruit. So sort of on first spritz, those opening top notes, it's actually quite acidic. It's kind of sour, but it certainly sort of works down quite quickly and takes that sourness off and becomes more rounded. There's also more of a weighting towards sort of spicy, earthy notes. There's cinnamon in this. I want to say there's also nutmeg, probably talking shit. But into the base, you've got a licorice note, which I think is beautiful and so unusual in a lot of fragrances. But there's also vetiver, so there's a kind of grassiness to it. I think this one just kind of, you know, it's driving along this Sauvage road and now someone is just like, I'm going my own way, and they're just taking off. But again, still has this Dior Sauvage world and the DNA that has proved so popular in those. I just kind of love that it's still got this citrus in it, but it's still lively. I think the lavender kind of pops it up slightly and kind of opens it and keeps it fresh. But with all the kind of woods and the spices, it very much moves us into something that I think feels slightly more mature, slightly more sophisticated, and something a bit more evening. The projection is great. I wore this to the gym. I wore this around to my mates for dinner, and she said, "Hi Amanda, what are you wearing? That's really, really nice." And I said, "Do you know what, Amanda? It's the brand new Dior Sauvage Elixir." And she said, "Well, it smells good on you." So there you go. Amanda says it's great. I'm sure people in your life will say it's great. The dry down, here's one I sprayed earlier, it's still good. And it lasts. It really does last on the skin. It's the best performing one out of all of them. And actually in terms of dry down, it's the one that smells the most different. There's slight spiciness to it. There's still a woody earthiness to it. And there's just a hit and hint of that citrus. So there you go. That is my top one. Dior Sauvage Elixir, quite a bit more expensive. I want to say 112 £100 for 60ml. So they've changed the bottles, went 50ml, 100ml, and I think they had more, but this one is sitting at that kind of 60ml. It will be linked down below. If you pass a shop and you see a Dior Sauvage, go in, have a spritz, see if you like it. I think Dior Sauvage has definitely done great things for the world of men's grooming and fragrance. It's certainly made things more accessible. It's given a lot of people more of an interest in fragrance and kind of just brought them into that world, which has then allowed them to have something to compare it to and to try and find sort of new and evolving fragrances. There you go, that's my take on it. But thank you very much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed this one. Please do press subscribe. If you've not yet pressed subscribe, the button is on screen there. There's also a link to more videos. Yes, there. I've been away for a while, can't really remember what I'm doing. And the fragrance pages are there. Check them out, loads of reviews. You can also sort of filter and find something that you like. And there'll be more videos up there. Until my next new video, thank you very much. Bye-bye.